You know, Mr. Kunene said something that is very, very controversial. And this, of course, is entitled to his opinion. We live in a democratic country. This is South Africa. And here, by the way, he was speaking, of course, against the illegal foreigners who were found in Stilfontein, those illegal miners. Day by day, we hear stories of them by Puma Kancane, the government, the police be helping. So he was commenting on those people, and something is said. Like, I don't know how majority of the people will feel, but those who hate foreigners, the xenophobic South Africans, they won't see anything wrong with this because, like, it's in them. They enjoy this type of things against foreigners, and I get it. It's fine. You are entitled to that. This man said that, wrote it on his Twitter account, that if he was in power, and I'm not saying this quote for quote, I'm paraphrasing. If he was in power, all those illegal immigrants, he will hang them like skinned goats. You know, when you enter a butcher, there's goats who are hanged, skinned, like hooked here by the neck like this, and you see goats, they're skinned. It's like that's how he was gonna be treating those illegal miners who were coming down there from Stilfontein mines. If he was in power, that's how he was gonna treat them. You know, things like this, by the way, it's things that make me lose faith in majority of the people who claim to wanna be in leadership positions so bad in our country. If this is how they're gonna be speaking, if this is how they're gonna be treating other human beings. And I tend to lose humanity majority of the time when I see many of our people in South Africa agree with this type of behavior. I get it. You can hate foreigners all you want. Foreigners here, they're taking our jobs. Foreigners in Kunzi. Foreigners that destroying South Africa. Foreigners this and that. I get it. But for you to agree that illegal miners who are coming from underground, the mine, should be hanged, and like hanged and hooked here, so and hanged, so that can be an example that people must no more do illegal mining. One thing though I'm very surprised is that Patriotic Alliance, Mr. Kunene and Mr. Gaten McKenzie, they're always in the forefront of commenting against foreigners when the foreigners only becomes black African people. We never heard his opinion when the minister of the DA, the Home Affairs minister, was speaking about trying to bring Ukrainians to South Africa and try and give them a visa-free pass into South Africa. We never get to hear their opinions when things like that happen. We never get to hear their opinions when white farmers kill women and feed women to pigs. They are always quiet in situations like that. They never speak. We never get to hear their opinions about anything in society, even if it's not about foreigners. Things that white people get to engage in, they never get to call out white people. They never even call out the people who are buying this gold from these illegal miners in Stilfontein. When that building, the George building, the one that fell, and then it fell on foreigners. But here it was illegal foreigners who were working in that building. It was Zimbabweans, this, that, and that. Okay, it's fine. There are comments there. They never said anything about that owner of that company, the construction company. They never said anything. They never said anything. They never even tried to comment on the owner of that construction. But they were the first one. They were the first one to bash those illegal people who were building those flats. The dead bodies underground. A building fell on people. They were the first one to say those people, they deserve to die like that. They never said anything about the owner of the construction company. They never said anything because you know why? He was a white person. It was a white person and they never said anything about it. But they were the first one to talk about those illegal foreigners whom the building fell on. Where's the humanity in these people? There's none. And we get it. Maybe you hate foreigners so bad. Foreigners have tried to destroy the society so bad. But maybe majority of the people who follow you don't know your history as Mr. Tim McKenzie or Mr. Kenny Kunene. We can pull up various clips of these two gentlemen speaking in support of illegal immigrants. There was a time where Mr. Kenny Kunene was speaking, of course, allegedly, was speaking, even typed on his Twitter that the people who work for him, it's Zimbabweans, even Nigerians, Congolese, and he never even mentioned that South Africans work for him. It was like only foreigners work in his companies, work for him. These people, by the way, is people who used to speak Pan-Africanism before. People who used to always speak against white people in support of the African agenda. Not so long ago, not even 5 years ago. But since they saw the benefit of using foreigners must go for their political scores, for their political agendas, and to win in politics for the vote and the popular narrative, they went with it, and it's working for them because there's people in our country who will believe it. Who will believe it? You can hate foreigners as much as you want. Don't allow yourself to lose your humility like that to the point whereby you want to celebrate people dying like pigs, people being hanged and skinned like useless pigs, useless goats in a butcher shop. You can want to hate foreigners so bad. Don't allow yourself to get to that point where you're heartless like that, because it's not just going to affect you and what you think about foreigners. It's going to affect you in all types of ways. If you are able to think like that about these human beings just because they're foreigners, they come from Zimbabwe, what happens when you meet them? How are you going to treat them? What happens when maybe they help you with something? Are you even going to say thank you? Are you even going to are you going to feel guilty? What is going to happen? Many things can happen in the life you are living in. Foreigners can help you with something, and they continue helping majority of us on a day-to-day basis. Many people will just be in denial, but we know we buy from them. They cut our grasses, they do our houses, they do a lot of things for us, and we are grateful. But where did we get this mentality as a people to the point whereby you want to celebrate people just dying, being skinned and hanged, just for the sake that they were committing a crime? Many of these people complain that they were coerced into these minds. We never hear a Patriotic Alliance questioning that who are the owners of these illegal things. They never dive deep and want to catch the real owners, the real bosses, the real people who buy this gold. We never hear them talking about that. We never hear them trying to interrogate that side of the story. But somehow, these illegal foreigners, they must, man, we are so far gone. We are so far gone if this is how people are going to be thinking. But of course, it is what it is. Thank you very much.